Hey everyone, this is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video. And I came in because I just found out that there was some drama surrounding the funeral of Atatiana Jefferson. Now, you guys know that her funeral was supposed to be held yesterday, Saturday at 2 p.m. But what I found out is that her father, Marquise Jefferson, sought a restraining order to stop the funeral that was occurring yesterday. Now, when I first heard this, I was confused because I was thinking, why would you get a restraining order to stop a funeral? But when I read the story and I watched the interview that he did, I understand now. And I will put a link to that interview down in the description box. So what Mr. Jefferson said is that he was not involved in the funeral, that the family kind of pushed him out. They did not want him to participate in it. And what makes that interesting is that Mr. Jefferson actually had life insurance on her. He had it for about 20 years. And he had a problem with them starting a GoFundMe to bury his daughter. In this interview that he does, the person that's speaking for him, because he has COPD and he's an elderly gentleman, and the guy explained that he was having problems breathing. So the guy that spoke for him said that when the GoFundMe started, that Mr. Jefferson contacted Lee Merrick and told him to stop because it was already taken care of. He actually had life insurance on her. So, excuse me, as her father watched that GoFundMe grow and it get out of hand, because the GoFundMe actually is up to almost $239,000. He, felt that he was losing control. Now, I had wondered why the mother was not handling the funeral arrangements, because from what I'm reading, an aunt by the name of Bonita Brody handled the funeral. She got everything together, and this aunt, they say, is a little questionable. In this interview that Mr. Jefferson did, the spokesperson that's sitting beside him said that that aunt had even gone so far one time to, I guess, file Atatiana's taxes illegally, and that she was a little questionable. Now, in this interview, the father, Mr. Jefferson, says that he does not have any problem with Atatiana's mother, that they've always had a good relationship. He explains that Atatiana attended college near him in Louisiana, and that they had a good relationship. He said that the aunt even went so far as to tell everyone that he was not her biological father. And from what I'm understanding, on her death certificate, and he says this in this interview, he is listed as the biological father. Now, Mr. Jefferson says what has happened is this. Those two athletes, Dallas Mavericks Harrison Barnes and the Philadelphia Eagles Malik Jackson, actually did pay for the funeral. So he says the funeral is all paid for now. But he still has the money from the life insurance policy that he had taken out 20 years ago. And he says that he's going to start a foundation for that money, which I believe the foundation has already been started. And it's for young people who are aspiring to be doctors, because that's what Atatiana was trying to do. She had gone, to, graduated from Xavier with the pre-med, in pre-med. So she was going on to medical school, I believe, before, she was killed. And y'all, when I heard this story, I was just upset because actually after I did my live today, I had mentioned to my son that yesterday was that girl's funeral, only to come online and find out that it didn't go off. The father said that he believes that it just spiraled out of control. He says that he didn't feel right having people sign up to speak at her funeral, sign up to, talk about her when they didn't even know her. And he didn't want it to become a spectacle. And it also bothered him that someone else um, took and made a GoFundMe, and I guess he feels to profit off of his daughter's death. He says that a lot of people out in the public gave from their hearts because they were so upset at the murder of his child. And he also said that if he had an insurance policy, he doesn't understand why the aunt wouldn't let him pay for it. Now, I had wondered where um, Tatiana's mom was in all of this, but I have forgotten that her mother was actually in the hospital when all of this occurred with Tatiana being shot. So I guess her mother, being released from the hospital, finding out that her daughter's been murdered, was in no condition to actually plan her baby's funeral. So her sister, which is the aunt, Bonita Bondi, she stepped in and did it. Now, it sounds like that there's some bad blood between the father and this aunt. Now, he did not talk negatively about her. He actually said that the funeral has been rescheduled. It is going to be next Thursday. He said that everyone um, on the mother side of the family is, welcome to come. They will be treated with dignity and respect. He just wanted to have a part in, her arrangements, and he was denied that. So he literally had to go get a restraining order to stop that funeral. And I just find that sad because here's a father that was trying to do the right thing. This life insurance policy that he had was taken out 20 years ago. And that showed that he cared enough. And the fact that Tatiana attended college near where her father lived, shows that there was a relationship there, that she wanted to be near him. And I just think it's sad that when you do have a man that's trying to do the right thing, that sometimes money clouds judgment when, funerals are being had. We all have had instances in our family where someone dies and there's money left and people lose their mind. And another thing that I like that Mr. Jefferson said, he did not talk negatively about her mother at all. He made it a point for it to be said that they have always had a good relationship. He even said that the mother contacted him and told him that she did not have anything to do with all of this, this circus of a funeral that was being thrown. I just think that the dad wanted it to be with the people that knew and loved her. He said that there will be a viewing for the public between 8:30 a.m. and I believe, or it's 8 and 9 there at the church that he decided to have the ceremony at. And I just think, I feel sorry for him that he lost his daughter. Excuse me, y'all, I'm getting a cold, but I just feel sorry that his child is gone, that, that aunt kind of pushed him out, and that there's a little, friction going on in the family. Now, they say that the siblings of Tatiana, um, they don't have a problem with him. They don't even have a problem with him, planning the funeral, because basically if the mother is unable, due to physical or health reasons to handle, making the arrangements, then her father is actually her next of kin. So he supersedes that aunt. And I guess with her pushing him out, he could not let that, stand. He wanted to have a part in it and some control over the way that his child was laid to rest. I want to know if y'all heard about this story and what do you think of it. Um, I I find it sad, that they couldn't get together and allow him to be part of it, because it's not being said that he was like a bad dad or anything. I just think maybe he lived a different place than she did. They started planning it and they didn't include him, and it made him feel some kind of way. So let me know down in the comments if you heard about the story, if you heard that her funeral didn't actually go off, if you heard about the father's legal actions, and exactly what you think of it. And with that, everyone, thank you as always for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.